Hello, this is Sonja from My Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. Today is Bible Journaling Bingo. For those who doesn't know what that is, I choose 3 of these prompts. It's sort of art supply prompts. And then I do a Bible journaling entry by using this. So I'm going to choose 3 of them. Obviously, I can use different things also, but this is the main things I'm going to use in my Bible journey entry. So without further ado, okay, let's see what I'm going to draw. Got 2 here. Let me just drop one. Okay, use a punch. Okay, that's nice. I'll use a punch, whatever punch I have, a circle punch or shape punch or yeah, whatever. Use some stencils. Okay, yes, I've got lovely stencils to use. And use some paint splatters. Okay, so punch, stencils, and paint splatters. So I'm pretty sure I can do something nice with that. I'm excited. I've got lots of new stencils, tumbled stencils, which a friend from America sent me. Whole punches I've got, and some paint splatter. So yeah, let's put this page together, and I'm sure we'll come up with something nice. Okay, I thought what I'm going to use, I'm going to use this flower punches, which I bought this set in England. So I'm eager to try that out. Then I've got my stencil. This is a stencil. I think I bought it from a local craft shop here. So I've decided to do this wood grain as a background. And then I'm going to use that doilies, which is in my Etsy shop. I'll just link that also down below if you're interested. And then I'm going to use my pattern papers, which for my new devotional, which is my Give Thanks little tag book. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it up here also. And this is my illustrated faith Bible, but it's a Psalms and Proverbs. If you don't know what that is, as I said, there's this big Bible that's got a massive amount of space on the one side, and then this one is dedicated to Psalms and Proverbs, and then you've got obviously a full Bible, and you also get Luke. I think that's about it. There might be the Gospels also. I'm not 100% sure. So that you can obviously pick up anywhere in America. Here in South Africa, there is a few shops that sells that. Yeah, so I'm just cutting this doilies out. As I said, I will link it down below. This is in my Etsy shop. I can't remember from what bundle that is. It might be just from my big bundle. So I'm just going to cut that out and I'm going to use it. Before we go on, I am journaling in Psalm 34. As you know by now, I've mentioned it many times that I am reading through the Bible, and we go twice through Psalms during the year. So I'm back now at Psalm 34. I'm a little bit behind with my reading, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing other things in between. Sometimes I'm doing precepts homework, or I'm doing verse mapping also. So it's not that I read every day. So the verse is Psalm 34 verse 15. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cries. And the NLT Bible, or in the NIV Bible, says the eyes of the Lord watches over those who do right, and his ears are open to their prayers. And that is such a beautiful verse. I remember I used to run a toddler group a while ago, and we used to do memory verses for even the little toddlers, the 2 to 4 years or 5 years old, and we taught them this verse, and they actually picked it up so quickly, and that is why I probably will never forget this verse, because it's sort of ingrained in me, because obviously we took a while to teach him that, almost like a whole term. And it's beautiful. It's just that his eyes are open to those who do right, which is, if you're righteous, you do right. But also we are righteous because of Jesus Christ, what he's done for us on the cross. That is why we can call ourselves righteous, not because we're so good, but because of what he's done on the cross. And it's such a beautiful reminder that he's open to our prayers, he's listening, his ears are attentive towards us. Our standing is in Christ, and because our standing is in Christ, he listened to what we have to say. So that's a beautiful reminder, and I love to be reminded of these little gems as I read through the Bible each year. So in the meantime, you've seen me punch all those little flowers out. I used my big puns, my medium-sized puns, and my small puns, and I just used my various pattern papers from my Give Thanks little tag book. I think it would have been better to use contrasting color pattern paper, but I wanted to do a fall entry in my Bible, although it is now spring in South Africa. As I mentioned, I can always celebrate fall, and I love all the colors of fall. I love the muted pinks and mustards and browns and oranges. Just love that combination. So I'm using the stencil. It's, as I said, a wood grain stencil. As I said, this entry doesn't really have anything to do with the verse. It's just some artwork on a page. It doesn't always have to make sense. You don't always have to connect the artwork with your verse. I just wanted to remember this verse. And as I do this artwork, as you know, we're thinking about the verse, and somehow we just tend to remember the verses and what we read better if we put art towards it. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. As you can see, I'm putting my doilies, let it hang off the page. I just found that very much more interesting. I don't know about you. I just find it more interesting than just putting the doilies on the page and it's all perfectly on there. So I like to let it hang off and cut it off. That just creates a more interesting effect to me. Now I'm just putting all these flowers on top of each other. Obviously the big one at the bottom and middle one, and then the smaller one. And I'm just going to put them in the middle of the doilies. And I'm going to use these small little pink brads, and I'm going to connect that with it. Obviously it's going to be nice and loose. You will be able to wiggle the flowers. And I'm just using my awl to put it through. I was considering using my crocodile because there is a small setting in it, but then I thought it might be a little bit too big. So yeah, that is why I decided to use the awl. So yeah, I think I love how simple this page is. I mean, this page took me probably a half an hour to do. Obviously the video is much shorter because I'm speeding it up, but it was just a nice time, just be creative. I love doing Bible journaling bingo. Just before I go on, if you are interested in picking up these little cards, I will link them down below. I've got a Google Drive link which you can click on, and you can download it and print it out. It's free of charge. I might even put it in my Ko-fi account also, and then just obviously made it 0 so you don't have to pay for it. And the illustrated faith ones, which I combine it with, I will link it also down here below. So you go also on their website, it's also free of charge. So you can cut it out, you can put it in your little pouch, and you can play along. You can follow my prompts, which I choose, and please tag me if you do it. I'd love to see what you come up with. Yes, that will really make my day. Otherwise, you can just do it yourself. If you feel like doing Bible journaling and you actually don't know what to do, just grab some of these, choose 3 or 4 of them, and then just go for it and put something on. Sometimes it takes you out of the comfort zone and it makes you use maybe products you don't often use. So I'm using the forest moss at the moment to do my splatters. I wanted to do a contrasting color. Love how that look. This technique where you actually tapping something on top of the paint splatter brush. I think my friend Brenda told me to do that. You get better splashes than just doing it using your finger. So now I'm also using this gold paint, which I've recently got myself. It's a much better quality gold paint. So I'm putting some gold splatters on there. I just thought it needed something else. You can't see it very well on the camera, but it's definitely there. So I'm just going to take my pen and to make a circle around Psalm 34 verse 15, just to remember that is where I journal. And then I'm just going to do a tabby there at the top, put my stamp date on there. It's always good to do that. It's nice to go through our Bibles and see what we have done before. And sometimes I can remember, oh yeah, I was in this stage of my life when I did this Bible journey entry, and that is why this verse meant a lot to me. So now I'm just putting a tabby there at the top, just a tab I had in my stash, and with some washi tape. I love this washi tape. I picked it up recently. So yeah, let's see if I have completed this prompt, if I've got everything I needed. I think I'm going to pick up the little cards now and go through it. So it's always nice and satisfying to go through it and see that I have done everything. Okay, I've got my paint splatters. I've got my punches, and then I've got my stencils, and the only thing I've really added was the doilies and the tabby. Yeah, that's it. So God willing, I'll speak to you on Friday, which is a special day. It is my birthday on Friday, so I'll have a special giveaway or something I'll do on Friday. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it. But I hope to see you on Friday. In the meantime, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd love to have you as part of this family. Have a great day. Bye-bye.